There's no party like a lobster party.
All right, give you guys a second to log in, but I just want to talk about something real quick. The reason why I'm going live is because I have my son and I can't edit the videos out, so it's really hard for me to attend to my son and work and do live videos and run around. So I just do it live, and YouTube uploads it for me like real easy. So, anyways, I want to talk about. I saw an interview on about Adrian Broner said he's outgrown the 140 pound division, and he's obviously going to move up to 147 because that's his own division. Or since he believes in Ohio, he's probably the cash cow in Ohio, he can create his own weight classes. So I was thinking to myself, if he is the cash cow, right? If he's the cash cow and wants to be a great fighter, he's going to have to be disciplined. And it's tough because I look at Adrian Broner and I watched him work the mitts today. In between his neck and his waist, you look at him from an unbiased perspective. You have no choice but to have an interpretation of who Adrian Broner is, just because he's so visceral in his actions and his words. What's up, guys? 93 Sports News and Edmund Duar. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And he has to make a decision. But when you look at him in between that, you watch him do the mitts and you watch him throw punches, you like, damn, he's talented. He has yet to turn his talent into a skill, you know. And what I would like to tell Adrian Broner is, you need someone that's going to hold you accountable. I don't think Floyd Mayweather holds him accountable. I think Floyd Mayweather is like his friend. I think Mike Stafford has become his friend, you know, because there's no way a fighter can dictate the terms. You know, I've seen he and Mike Stafford interact, and it's real hard to look. You know, he looks hard. So you know, the funny thing is, I want Adrian Broner to succeed, like for real, for real. You know, I never not root for excellence out of anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't do that. But it bothers me that I look at Robert Easter, because before I did the video, I went on BoxRec and I looked at Robert Easter Jr.'s height and weight, and he makes 135. And he's 26. Adrian Broner is 27, but they're probably just over a year apart. And I'm just thinking to myself, if Robert Easter has a Thomas Hearns body, Thomas Hitman Hearns body, when you pick up this fight game and do this for real, you have to assume the fighter's lifestyle. Like, and I use myself as an example. In college, my playing weight was 155, 158, right? Somewhere in there. And my living now is between 160 and 165. And the reason why I say that is because my muscle density obviously is a little bit different, because I have to work now and provide and do other things. But my weight remains the same. And the reason why my weight remains the same is because of my lifestyle. And you guys know I don't drink, I don't smoke. And what happens to you is you saturate your liver with bad things. That's why Floyd Mayweather is, 18 months away removed from retirement, and he only weighs 160 pounds, that we saw in his last weigh-in a couple months back. That's impressive, you know. And I don't know if he trains or not, but he's been traveling a lot, so his training, shouldn't say training, but his workouts has been a little bit different. You know what I mean? And so you know how you want to root for someone, but they just won't allow you to. He just won't allow me to root for him. You know what I'm saying? And I genuinely want the best for him. What's up, Dios Cowboys? All right, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And but it just bothers me that he says at 27 years old, he's outgrown 140. He has a little waist and he wears a size 8 shoe. The reason why I know that is because at the um, Sean Porter press event down here in LA, he was bragging about going to the Gucci store when he got off the plane. I've never asked him the question what size shoe he wear, but if you wear a size 8 shoe, you should be a ballerina in the ring. And he's a flat-footed fighter. You know, when he gets hit, he turns into a fighter. Like when Maidana, I will give him that. When he fought Maidana, when Maidana hurt him early, he came back and fought. That was a hell of a fight. But it all comes down to, in my eyes and how I see Adrian Broner, it all comes down to his accountability. Who is holding Adrian Broner accountable? Because as the title, I put what comes in and out of his mouth will define his career. What he puts in, his food, will, because right now, Adrian Broner should be 135. Mikey Garcia, 135. You know, Mikey Garcia is 2 years removed away from fighting, and he comes back at 135. Not 145, working his way down, but 135. And he is a world champion now. So, I'm very impressed with the determination and the work ethic of Mike Garcia. Although we didn't see it, you know, Ellie did a great job of chronicling the Garcias, as he does every day on his channel. But it's just very impressive when you look at Mikey Garcia, who's been off for 2 years, and you look at Adrian Broner on the flip side. You know, like what Adrian Broner should be in better shape than what he is, because you look at his shoe size and you look at his waist. You're like, ain't no way in hell he should be fighting to make, well, every fighter fights to make weight because you try and go as low as you can to create maximum advantage. And that's the truth. And I think he'll defeat Granados. I think Adrian Granados is going to give us everything he has. But I think Adrian Granados lost the biggest advantage he had in this fight. Adrian Broner fighting weight. He lost that when he agreed to 147. Yeah, you're right. AB might need a new trainer, but it's hard to move up when it's hard to fire a guy when he's been with you from day one. And I believe Mike Stafford has been with him from day one. And I know, and I'm previewing some information about Mike Stafford, but this ain't the time to disclose all that information. It'll come out, I'm pretty sure, as his career develops. Yeah, Shane, 93. Yeah, you're right, 93. He might need a new trainer. I couldn't agree with you more. Shams Alawai, do you think he should move up to 140? He can't fight at 147. Listen, with all due respect, I had Sean Porter beating Keith Thurman by 1 round. The judges had it the other way. But if he loses to Sean Porter in a running fight, I was ringside at that fight. I won money on that fight. Adrian Broner ran the whole fight. Like it was crazy how much he ran. You know what I mean? And if he's running from Sean Porter, who lost to Keith Thurman, right? How will he maneuver his way through the 147-pound division? Because at some point you got to step up. And he's a 4-time world champion. He's only defeated DeMarcos. He beat Paulie Malignaggi to get the belt. But Paulie Malignaggi, by his own admission, if you get him one-on-one, he knows he's a contender. At 147, he 100% knows he's a contender. He knows he's not ready for the world-class elite level. So I would think that he would want to stay at 140 and propel his career to astronomical heights. He can't beat Sean Porter. The only person I think he can beat that's borderline A, shit. I don't know. I don't know who he beat. I don't know. You guys put in the comment section who you think he can beat, but I have no idea who he can beat. You know, Edmund Duar. I said that last week. Robert Eastern. I had this conversation with someone, and they Funny thing, that's Ellie Setback calling me. so I don't know what I would love to talk to him right now, but damn, I'm doing this live video. I don't want to cut it off. I'll call him back. How funny is that? But and funny, truth be told, me and Ellie are friends. I tell you guys, I didn't pick up the phone and tell him I'm doing a live video. Pick up the phone. I'll call him back right now, you guys. But Josecito Lopez, listen, Josecito Lopez has a broken hand. Robert Guerrero, no, Robert Guerrero is a left-hander. Don't forget, Robert Guerrero is a southpaw. I think Robert Guerrero. I think Robert Guerrero defeats him. Josecito Lopez will be a good fight. You know, I covered AB beats Guerrero and Lopez at 47. Man, you crazy. Guerrero might be a shot fighter. Hey, what up, L? I'm doing a live video right now too. You call while I'm doing a live video. What's up? Congratulations, man. Again. Oh, all the time, man. All the time, man. Congratulations. And love her to the day you die, man. It's special. So congratulations again. I'll see you probably I'll see you next week anyway for the Chavez fight. I appreciate you calling me back. Don't worry about it. You laugh. They know I'm talking to you right now. So go to ES News and subscribe. I'll holler at you, man. Appreciate you, Els. All the time, brother. Yep. So that goes to show you, as I tell you guys, like, we all have our differences. I fight with Ellie all the time. We disagree because of our backgrounds. You know, he's Jewish, I'm Black, and we have a different perspective on life. You understand what I'm saying? So we disagree, but we're still friends, you know? And as I tell all you guys, my weekend family is everybody in boxing. So real talk, no BS. There goes Barbershop coon conversations, make all these brothers look bad. It's not about race baiting. It's not about fuckboy. Listen, go to Dante's Boxing Nation, and how my channel started is me talking to Adrian Broner as if I was his school teacher. And that's basically how my introduction to the YouTube world to y'all. And that's how you got many of my day one subscribers know me from that video. I taught them. I was a school teacher. I was an award-winning school teacher. I won Teacher of the Year twice, and 80% of the students in my classroom were Mexican. I never discriminated. I treated them like they were my own. I did 3 LA marathons with my classroom. One year we biked and ran the marathon together. I had maybe 2 Black out of 20 kids in my class. 2 of my kids were Black. So I don't want to hear that bullshit about I'm demeaning Black people. You check the resume, check the facts, right? Carfax me. But anyways, so that's how it all started. AB better not take this next fight lightly. No, he can't take this fight lightly, because Adrian Granados, no, this is his chance to propel him. And I wish him, you know, I want Adrian Broner to win, but it's hard to root for the dude. It's genuinely, and you guys fully, if you genuinely understand me, you fully understand where I'm coming from. It is hard to root for Adrian Broner because he doesn't give you an extension of a period of how you and when you should root for him. So fight guys say AB beats Guerrero and Lopez. He might beat Lopez. You know, I beat Lopez in poker too. I want Broner versus Bradley. You don't want Broner versus Bradley. Bradley will outwork him. I think if Top Rank couldn't make the Pacquiao fight, I don't think they'll make the Bradley fight. You know, as you can see how Adrian Broner is carving his career, he won't take a Bradley fight. A Bradley fight will take fights off of Broner's career, just because in terms of fiscal opportunity, in terms of fiscal capital, when you fight Timothy Bradley, you're fighting as long as that fight is taking place. Bradley takes no rounds off. He takes no training off, you know, and that's just who he is. And Bradley is one of the few guys that blows up to like 175, 180 and makes 147. How crazy. I talk to him about that all the time. How the fuck do you do that? Broner versus Danny Garcia. Um, Danny Garcia wins. You know why Danny Garcia wins? He has no bad habits. Danny Garcia, I believe, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and he lives and breathes fighting. His dad may lead you to believe that he has bad habits. He doesn't have any bad habits at all. At all. So, which fight are you looking forward to most this year? Shit. March 4th. March 4th. March 4th, man. I want to go to that fight so bad. I really want to go to that fight so bad. But be honest with you, it's March Madness time. And I got to pay quarterly taxes in March. And, you know, March is a really rough month for me in terms of finances wise, because you got it's March Madness. I want to go to Vegas for a weekend. And quarterly taxes ain't no. If you own property, you guys fully understand what I'm talking about quarterly taxes, man. And so March is a real rough month if you own property and you pay quarterly taxes. That's rough. But Felix AB versus Felix Diaz. Whoo, that is a good fight. But you know how Adrian Broner is carving out his career. He won't fight a Felix Diaz, and you guys know that for sure. For sure, it's no way would he take that fight. But he would take a Collazo fight. Collazo will walk through the Sahara, will swim across the Atlantic Ocean to win a fight. That might give him problems, along with being left-handed. Collazo is a southpaw, right? Yeah, along with being left-handed. I don't know who wins that fight. You know who Adrian Broner is going to fight next? Sammy Vasquez. Someone like that. He can't fight a type level guy at 147. But it's funny how like the boxing carves its way out for you. You understand what I'm saying? What I mean by that is the landscape will open up for you, kind of like Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana wasn't on Floyd Mayweather's radar, but he just lost to a big ticket. And Adrian Broner, I can capitalize off of him beating Adrian Broner, my little brother, and let's fight Marcos Maidana. You know, everyone won in that fight. I don't care if you hated that fight, everyone won. Maybe not the rematch or so, but that fight, we got what we want outside the ring, and we got what we wanted inside the ring. We may not have liked the name because everyone obviously wanted Pacquiao at the time, but I think it makes everyone won in terms of what we got out of that fight. We got the greatest game plan that fight in Robert Garcia. We got the greatest fight. We got the greatest fight out of Marcos Maidana. And we got Floyd Mayweather out of his comfort zone to some degree in that fight. But like I said, I bet Floyd Mayweather blind. If I have $1,000 in my pocket on fight night, I'm going to load my computer, because at the MG, I'm going to make sure everything is organized. 7 o'clock, I'm going to wait for all the Mexican money, whoever he's fighting, whether he's fighting a Mexican or whether he's fighting a Puerto Rican or whether he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. I wait for all that money to come in. 7:15, 7:30, I walk my black ass down to the sports book, and I put my bet in. If I got $500 in my pocket, I'm putting $500 on Floyd. If I got $1,000 I don't walk around with that much money, but I bet Floyd Mayweather blind. I really like Adrian Broner, Marcos. Let me go down the list. That's one fight I have to go to this year. Oh, you talking about Garcia and Thurman? I have to go to that fight. As a movie, what's my favorite movie? Coming to America is always my favorite movie. But the movie that I absolutely love now, and it just came to theaters, is Chapters and Verse. And I'm slightly biased because I'm an Amari Hardwick fan. Amari Hardwick is the guy from Power. You know, he plays Ghost in Power. We kind of came through the fire together. You know, he volunteered in my class when I was a school teacher. And so we were friends. We wrote together. We hung out together when we both didn't have any money. And we were, you know, I was making $50,000 a year teaching. So I wasn't really making any money. 1/3 of that goes to taxes and the other third goes to bills. So you got 1/3, you guys feel what I'm saying? So so we kind of went through the lines together. So I root for him. And two, one of the executive producers is Walter Thurman III, which is one of my students in high school. Literally one of my students, and I coached him in basketball, and he and I still have a relationship. So I'm slightly biased now, but that movie is fucking phenomenal, though. That's the best movie that I saw last year. Chapters and Verse was, I believe, the best movie I saw last year. So to answer your question, Lunker. AJ versus Vlad. Everyone's looking forward to that fight. Crawford versus Felix Diaz. I like that fight. But Terrence Crawford is on so much level. Who I got? Spencer Brooks. Natural instincts, I go towards Brooks. Right? I mean, yeah, excuse me, I apologize. Natural instincts, I go towards Spence, right? Because of the height job. But I'm going to sit down. If you guys saw my video last time, I'm going to sit down and really watch that fight because, and see who I'm going to pick. Because you guys remember, 2 years ago today, I had Sergey Kovalev beating Andre Ward because of his inactivity. If you guys remember my videos, and I hated the fact that I had to pick him, it hurt me to the core that I believe Sergey Kovalev could beat Andre Ward. And then as Andre Ward started fighting, my confidence grew. I thought that Andre Ward's angles and his ability to land the jab quicker, which proved not to be true early in the fight. But that's what I thought. I thought Sergey Kovalev's fast switch muscle fibers wouldn't be at the same level as an Andre Ward. I thought that hairline was the difference in the fight. So I got the hairline part right, but the jab was a little bit different. So Broner versus Algieri. You're right. Malcolm, 2G. Good point. Broner versus Algieri if Berto don't take that fight. What about AB versus AB? That's another good fight. That makes a whole lot of sense. But I want to see Porter. I want to see Porter and Berto. That's the fight I want to see, Porter and Berto, because it just makes sense. We need a title eliminator. As boxing, I'm a boxing fan first, and I know you guys lean on me for information, for inside information, but I lean on being a boxing fan first. We need title eliminators. Wash the shit out, put the two best in the ring, and that's who the champion is. I know we got 4 major belts, but that's where I want to go. Broner versus Crawford. That should have never happened. That should have never ever happened. Crawford will move up to 149 to make that fight. How can I watch the movie you made? Easy. As soon as Cracking the System, you can go to that one. That's the one I was nominated for an Emmy on. You can go to that one. Cracking the System, that's everywhere. You can get that on demand anywhere. And that's how I have so much intel about the government. I'm going to start I need to do more videos on that stuff, about the inside information that I got working on that film. Oh, man, it's phenomenal. Inner City Champions, I'm going to put that on video on demand. And the Floyd Mayweather, I've done some other ones, but I'm talking about as a lead executive producer or one of the producers. As soon as Conor McGregor signed and Floyd Mayweather signed his contract, the movie's going on video on demand, so you'll be able to see that. I think they might rob Spence. I was talking to a major fighter. Lamont Peterson is fighting this weekend, right? Against the guy who beat. It starts with a V. Vandershin. He's fighting Keith Thurman's mandatory, I believe, the 18th or the 25th. I don't know what card he's on. He might be on this card. Yeah, thank you. He's fighting Vandershin for a world title. You're right. I was talking to someone pretty prominent in fight. Brooks have had before Triple G. It's just been incredible how he's been able to get away with that, right? It's pretty astounding. Yeah, David Buena, Sammy Vasquez, you're right. I thought Sammy Vasquez, when is PBC going to Los Angeles? April 1st, April 2nd. I don't know if that fight is a Saturday or a Sunday. Brandon Rios and Victor Ortiz, that's going to be either Saturday or I think it's going to be on a Sunday. The reason why I think it's going to be on a Sunday, I know I predicted Saturday, but I got the weekend right, is because the Final Four is Saturday. You know, people would rather stay home and drink beer than go outside and drink beer. And so I think that fight will be on the Sunday. So PBC will be back in LA for the Brandon Rios Victor Ortiz. And look for me, man. Look for me at the fights too. You guys know I'm as cool as the other side of the pillow, man. And yeah, Collazo called out Porter. That don't mean shit. Collazo got cuts. He's gonna be out 6 months. I actually spoke to someone about that yesterday. What else? 93 Sports. Lamont Peterson. He's fighting this. You get your treat, 93 Sports, because he's fighting this Saturday. It's funny how you ask for something and you get it immediately, right? On Broner undercard this weekend. Thanks. Berto can't compete with any top welterweights. I agree with you, but I think Berto was starting to believe that because Berto said there's no ducking and he hasn't fought anyone yet. So I'm hoping to see that. True, Porter versus Berto is a way better fight. Yeah, it is. When is PBC? I got that. LMO, when I say we need title eliminators, the best versus the best, fans call me simple. Because you know what? They get enthralled with the personalities of the fighters, right? And I would say that would hold true for me too, as it relates to Adrian Broner, you know, Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd Mayweather got the goods. I don't care what you say about Floyd Mayweather in the ring. He's about as special gets, man. I'm just being honest with you. Let's see. Maybe Sammy Vasquez. Who are my top 5 heavyweights? Whew. I'm going to give the number 1 to Deontay Wilder. Number 2. Wow. Number 2. Would I give number 2 to Anthony Joshua or Luis Ortiz? Is Tyson Fury retired or is Tyson Fury back? Oh, man. I got number 1, Deontay Wilder. Number 2, Anthony Joshua. Number 3, Luis Ortiz. Number 4, Vladimir Klitschko. And I think that's pretty much it. I wouldn't consider Joseph Parker a true champion. I think everyone else is just, but it's good that we have 4 heavyweights. 4 heavyweights makes it like a really special division. So my son is calling me saying he's hungry, so I got to cut this video. But why is that kid Olympic disrespected for it when he just started the game? You know why I think he did that is because he's an extension of go to my video and listen to that video. He's an extension of Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, and they're all family. So when Floyd Mayweather is saying Virgil Hunter is a terrible trainer, I'm paraphrasing what he said, then obviously he finds comfort in Virgil Hunter. So he's going to defend Virgil Hunter. I think that's where that came from. You know, Charles Martin fell off the cliff. Charles Martin fell off the cliff. He got the best gift in the world, man. That guy hurt his leg in a title fight, and he got the belt, and he got a $4 million payday against Anthony Joshua. So he's follow him on Instagram too. He's very entertaining. What happened to March 4th? I still want to see Berto Garcia. Whenever it happens, March 4th, I still want to see Berto Garcia. Berto will love that fight. You know, that's the highest reward for the lowest risk. Who do you think Miguel Cotto should fight? They were saying Marquez. Yeah, they were saying Marquez. I don't know how or where that's coming from. You know, Rock Nation is like an enigma to themselves. They have all the tools to be a special powerhouse in boxing. They don't use the Beyoncés. They don't use the they don't put their fighters in music videos. They don't use Jay-Z. They don't use, I think Kevin Durant is with them to some degree. You got to use these people